My name is Megan Corinne. I am a personal transformation coach, and welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from healing your inner child and attachment wounds, emotional intelligence, manifesting, and spirituality. Today's video, we are going to talk about 10 reasons why manifesting may not be working for you. Now, I am a self-proclaimed master manifester. I am sitting in a home that once was a picture on my vision board. And as manifesting becomes this big buzzword, I hear a lot of people saying it just doesn't work for me. Manifesting works for everyone, but you have to know what you're doing. We are constantly co-creating our lives, whether you know it or not. All of your thoughts are bringing into fruition the things that you are seeing in your 3D world. So manifesting is nothing more than intentionally creating. So instead of mindlessly thinking about all of the things that we don't want, we're now going to think and feel the things that we do want. So there are many reasons why manifesting may not be working for you, but here are my top 10 reasons why. And at the very top of the list, I have unclear about your intentions. So when it comes to manifesting, that is a form of setting an intention. You intend for whatever it is you're thinking in your mind to come into your reality. Now, if you are watching this video, I am going to assume that maybe you are new to manifesting, or maybe you believe it doesn't work for you because the things that you have intended have not came to fruition. The thing is that you have to be really clear and specific about what you want. Now, you may want all of the things. You're creating that dream lifestyle, right? Maybe you're trying to call in the home and the car and the love of your life and the money. And the thing is that if you're trying to call in all of these things at once, that is a lot of scattered energy. It's a lot of scattered energy for someone who knows what they're doing, but even more so for someone who may not. So when you are first starting out manifesting, it is important for you to garner that laser focus in what it is that you want. Now, it is totally okay to want all of the things, but you're not expecting all of the things at once, right? So you want to make sure that you are taking that focus and whatever it is that you really, really want right now, that's what we're going to focus on. Now, for example, many people want to call in money. Now, money is one of the most difficult things to call in, and I will get to that later in this video as to why it's so difficult. But let's just use money as an example right now. So you want to call in some money. Well, your intention, that is technically an intention, but it's not a manifestation because some money is very vague, right? So we want to get very clear about the money that we want to call in. I want to call in $1,000. I want to manifest $1,000. Well, if I wanted to manifest, if I had $1,000, who would I be? I would be Megan that is able to buy herself a nice meal. Or maybe I am Megan that is able to pay that bill early. That is your intention. Your intention is to be able to do the things that the money is going to afford you to do. Now, another thing when it comes to being very clear about your intentions, it's also making sure that you are focusing on the things that you do want and not the things that you don't want. So going back to our example about money, you may want to call in money, but if you're focusing on your lack of money, then that's what you're going to keep getting. So when I first started out manifesting, one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to be debt free. And me not knowing what I'm doing, that was my mantra. I want to be debt free. I'm so happy I'm debt free. Thank you, universe, for allowing me to feel what it feels like to be debt free. Well, when you think of that, I'm focusing on the debt. I'm focusing on the fact that I don't have these things. That's not what manifesting is. So, manifesting is that inherent belief that you are abundant, that all things are possible for you at all times. So, if you're wanting to focus on money, then you want to focus on it showing up and not the fact that it's not. So, instead of saying, I'm so thankful I am debt free, let's say I am so thankful that I am financially free. Now, doesn't that give you a very different feel? Now we're not thinking about that debt. We're not thinking about the thing that we don't want. We're focusing on what we do want. So, number one, you want to get clear about your intention. You want to make sure that when you are setting those mantras, that you are focusing on the things that you do want and not the things that you don't want. Number two, limiting beliefs. So, it is impossible to manifest anything that you do not believe that you are deserving of. So, this is where that self-love comes into play. When it comes to creating our future, we very seldom let our past define who we are or what we are capable of. But when it comes to manifesting, because we're so used to seeing things not show up, we just assume that it's not going to show up again. And that's just not the case. You want to spend time knowing that you are deserving of everything that you desire. There are dreams that are sitting in your head that don't belong to anyone else. You aren't given these dreams, you aren't given these desires because they aren't possible. What kind of evil trick would that be if you were given all of these hopes, but sorry, not going to happen for you? You are fully capable of having everything that you desire, but you first have to believe that you are deserving of it. You're not deserving because of anything that you have to offer or anything that you can do or be. You are deserving simply just because. Your presence here on earth is what makes you deserving. So, not believing that you are worthy of your manifestations could be one of the reason why things are not coming in. And the only way around that is to truly focus on doing the work, doing the things that will show you how deserving you are of love. More importantly, how deserving you are of your own self-love. Number three on my list is impatience. So, time is a construct. It is something that applies, that is applicable only to this 3D reality. But in universal law, all things are happening all the time. So, whatever it is that you want is already happening. There is a version of you that already has that exists. Your only job is to tune into that version. So, being impatient, you cannot worry about, oh, it's not happening at this time or it's not happening fast enough because that's not the way manifesting works. Your only duty when it comes to manifesting is just simply to have the desire and to let the universe do the rest. When we get caught up in the fact that it's not happening fast enough, that is just infusing that desire with so much doubt, so much negative energy. And then what does that turn into? It turns into you not being clear about your intention. So it is important for you to just remain patient and to just know that the timing of it all is just not even important. It is happening for you. It has happened for you. All you have to do is just focus your attention on it happening. So, number four on my list is a negative emotional state. So, when it comes to manifesting, manifesting, as I mentioned, is not like your fairy godmother that's just gonna ding, make things happen instantly. It is something that you truly have to focus on, that you have to embody, that you have to feel. You have to feel like the person that you want to be. So, when you have these negative emotional states, you're operating from that place of fear, that fear of, oh my God, it's not going to happen for me. Or maybe it's that state of lack. You've called in $1,000 because maybe you're $1,000 short on your rent. Well, now you have that negative emotional state and impatience because there's a time limit attached to it. And that right there is hindering things from you allowing things to come in. So you want to make sure that when you are manifesting, that you are keeping your energy high, your spirit high, that you are thinking of all of the possibilities because all of the possibilities are available to you. It's just a matter of what you are tapped into. Number five is lack of consistency. So, as nice as it would be to say, you know what, I want to be a millionaire, and ding, it happens. That's not the way manifesting works. Or technically, it could work that way, but it doesn't work that way because there's too much resistance in this reality for it to work that way. So, when it comes to manifesting, it is important to remain consistent until your manifestation comes into your reality. You're not going to do things one time. You're going to repeat your mantras over and over again. When I manifest certain things, when I'm setting a full intention, I repeat my mantras throughout the day whenever it comes to mind. I am constantly trying to embody that person that I'll be when that manifestation comes into my reality. So it is so important to remain consistent. Now, understand in remaining consistent, it's not a matter of constantly reminding yourself that it hasn't happened. You don't want to sit there and be like, oh, I still haven't received my $100. Let me think about being $100 richer. Okay, still haven't received it. That's not the way it works. It's just effortlessly, easily stepping into the person that you would be when that manifestation happens. So you're just gently guiding your mind into that person that you would need to be. So if you're trying to call in a new job, you're sitting at home and you're binge watching your Netflix, and then you think, oh, I'm still looking for a job. And then you start imagining, who would I be if I were employed? That is what you're trying to do. Trying to invoke the feelings that you would feel when you have the things that you want. And the only way that you can get accustomed to that feeling is by remaining consistent, by consistently feeling that feeling. Because think about it, 9 times out of 10, you're probably trying to manifest something that you've never had before, right? Like you're trying to manifest that home or that dream job or that partner, that's treating you a certain way. And you've never had these things before. So you're having to learn how to feel differently. And the only way that you can feel different is by consistently introducing yourself to that feeling. And how do you consistently introduce yourself to that feeling? By being consistent. So it is important to just remain consistent in whatever modalities you are using for your manifesting, whether it is scripting, it can be mantras, it can be internal dialogue, it can be visualizations. It's just important that you remain consistent in your manifestation until it comes into your 3D. Number six is over attachment to the outcome. So, our manifestations are the things that we really, really want. These are our desires, right? And we're so attached to them happening. But the thing is that that attachment is probably what is stopping it from coming. Because the thing is that when it comes to manifesting, all you are doing is just trying to invoke this certain feeling. Like, you don't really know what you want. You just know how you want to feel. It is the universe's job to bring you what you want. And so when we are over attached to the outcome, then we're not effortlessly flowing. We're not allowing things to come in because we're so stuck on blue when the universe wants to give us red because red is what will actually make us happier. So you want to make sure that when you are putting out those desires, that you're focusing in on your feeling. What is it that you want to feel? If manifesting a job is something that you're trying to call in right now, Well, what is it that you want to feel from the job? What is that feeling that that job is going to give you? It's going to give you a sense of security. It's going to give you a sense of stability. That is what you want to focus on. You want to focus on who would I be if I were stable or if I were secure. That is what you want to focus on and focus less on the how it's going to happen. You know, a quick story. One thing that I love to do now is I love to call in money because I like to work when I want to work. So I was calling in $10,000 a couple months ago, and I was just really focusing on it. I was doing all of my different things. You know, I personally I like to do visualizations. I like to tap into the person I'll be. I love to do scripting because I'm a writer, so scripting really takes me there. And after a couple months, I was like, it's not working for me. And I've called in money before. Why isn't it working for me? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. And it came to the time of the month where I needed to balance out my checkbook because I have everything on auto pay. So, things are constantly being taken from my account. And so I was going in to balance out my checkbook. And after I had balanced out my checkbook, I saw that my deposits outside of my employment income, I had $10,000 come in, but they had come in different amounts. So that's another thing when it comes to manifesting. I was so fixated on receiving the $10,000 lump sum that I was overlooking the 2,000 that came in here or the 3,000 that I got from my credit card, or the $150, that I received as a rebate. All of those things count, or even when it comes to money, another thing that can easily go unnoticed is that when you receive discounts or when you receive free things, I order my groceries for delivery and I have received groceries that I did not even deliver. That is monetary value. That is the universe giving you little droplets to show you, hey, your manifesting is working, your desires are on the way. So be less attached to the outcome and just be able and be open to receiving whatever is coming your way. And when you're showing the gratitude for the little things that are showing up, then the bigger things will start rolling in. Number seven is ignoring your intuition. So we all have that gut feeling that likes to talk to us, and some of us listen to it and some of us don't. Now, if you are a person who typically is like blazing through red flags, your intuition may be speaking a little quieter because it knows now that when it talks to you, you don't like to listen. But however, that intuition is still present. Now, when it comes to manifesting, there is a second part that many people don't like to speak about, and that is inspired action. When we put out these desires that we want to happen, we sometimes get these epiphanies, or maybe we're talking to someone and they say something that really resonates with us. These are the things that the universe is giving us that will invoke inspired action to make your manifestation happen. Now, I would love to think that every time I call in something, that all I have to do is sit on my couch and just wait for it to happen. And sometimes that is the case. It's happened to me before. I actually called in a camera that way. But the thing is that it typically doesn't happen like that. You typically have to get out and do something to make it happen. So, ignoring that intuition, ignoring that gut feeling that's telling you you need to go buy a lottery ticket or is telling you that you need to pick up the phone and call that friend, that is how sometimes we miss the manifestations and we think that it's not happening for us. So, when it comes to manifesting, make sure that you are not just tapped in to the things that you want to happen, but also tap into those little messages from the universe that are showing you the way to make it happen. Number eight on my list of reasons why manifesting may not be working for you is external influences. So some of us are products of our environments. We have these really big dreams, and then we finally get the courage to share them with people. And the first thing people say is, well, that can't happen for you. That we cannot let things like that deter us away from creating the life of our dreams. You cannot let all of these external factors influence what you know to be true. You know that manifesting works. You know that it has worked for several people. You know that you are no different than those people. So why can't it work for you? It is so important to remain steadfast in your vision and not let these external influences, these external factors influence the way that you see your life going. Number nine on my list of reasons why manifesting may not be working for you is a fear of success or change. Now, I know what this sounds right because a fear of success, like what? No, that's what I want to be. I want to be successful. Trust me. Hashtag me too. But the thing is that success requires change. And the thing is that some of the changes are grand, they're huge. The changes could look like that relationship that you thought was going to last forever coming to an end. It can look like that career that you have been in for the past 20 years, you're all of a sudden you're being laid off. We want all of these big, elaborate things, but in order to receive these big, elaborate things, it sometimes requires big, elaborate change. And sometimes we just aren't willing to go through that change. Why? Because with change comes a lot of uncertainty. But I am here to tell you that if you have put out into the universe something that you want to happen, allow the change to happen, no matter what the change looks like. You just have to be so sure and so positive and so trusting that everything is happening for the best. And then for number 10 on my list of reasons why manifesting may not be working for you is you are too focused on the how. When it comes to manifesting, you have to understand that you are an infinite being. You are not a human. You are a soul having a human experience. You are connected to all things at all times. All realities, all possibilities are possible for you. We cannot focus on the how because think about it. If you are connected to everything and everyone, and you want to call in $500, then why are you so fixated on this paycheck that's coming? Because you're connected to Elon Musk. You're connected to Bill Gates. You come from the same things as some of the big hitters in the world. And I don't care about your personal opinion as far as the names that I've mentioned because I don't care about them either. I'm just trying to prove a point that if you are made of the same stuff and you come from the same place as these people who have acquired an insurmountable amount of wealth, then why can't that be possible for you? When we are focused on the how, we are only focused on the things that have happened for us already. We're not allowing space for miracles. And that's sometimes what manifesting can look like. It can look like a miracle. So you have to let go of the how it's going to happen and the when it's going to happen and focus more so on just the knowing that it is going to happen. Manifesting is all about just embracing a certain feeling. There are many different things that people use to manifest, but all of those different things are all just tools that people use to invoke certain feelings. When you have your vision board, when you're looking at all of the things that you want to happen, how is that making you feel? That's what manifesting is about. It is about becoming the person that you believe you to be and feeling that way, and then effortlessly allowing things to come into your 3D reality. All in all, when you want to manifest something, no matter how big or how small it is so important to have that mindset shift. You have to inherently know that you are deserving of all of the things that you desire. You have to know that it is possible for you and that manifesting does work. And you can't be concerned about how or when it's going to happen. You just have to know that it is. And when you are in the frame of mind every day that you just know that it is without having to think about it, that is when it will happen. As a special gift for you as seeing this video all the way to the end, I want to offer you my free 31 days of self-love challenge. You can get this challenge by visiting the link that I will have in the description box below on my website. But this challenge offers different things that you can do every day that will help you to build up that self-love. Remember, self-love is the very foundation of making all of your dreams come true. Everything that we spoke about, believing that you are deserving is the absolute most important, because without believing you are deserving, then nothing else can happen. I want to thank you again for taking the time to see this video all the way through. And until next time, I will see you all later.